Right now, invisible psychological effects are shaping your decisions, your opinions of people, and even how much you value things you own, and you have no idea it's happening. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 psychology effects that quietly control you every single day. Let's get into it. Fact number 1. You build a cheap shelf yourself, and somehow you love it more than a nicer one you bought pre-made. Here's why. It's called the IKEA effect. When you put effort into creating something, your brain attaches extra value to it, not because it's actually better, but because your labor becomes part of how you judge it. The effort itself gets mistaken for quality. This is why homemade gifts feel more meaningful, why your own recipe tastes better to you than a restaurant's, and why companies actually design products to require some assembly. It makes customers value them more. Here's the fix: be aware of this bias before making decisions. If you're overvaluing something just because you built it or worked hard for it, ask yourself honestly, would I still choose this if someone else made it exactly the same way? Fact number 2. You learn a new word for the first time, and suddenly you hear it everywhere for the next week. Here's what's actually happening. It's called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, or frequency illusion. The word or idea didn't actually appear more often, your brain just started paying attention to it. Once something becomes recently important to your brain, it gets flagged as relevant, so your attention filters start catching it every time it shows up, when before it was just background noise. This is the same reason that after you buy a certain car, you suddenly see that exact model everywhere on the road. Here's the fix: nothing to fix here, really. Just knowing this exists helps you realize you're not seeing a sign or a coincidence. You're just noticing what was always there. Fact number 3. You meet someone attractive, and without even talking to them much, you assume they're probably smart, kind, and successful too. Here's why. It's called the halo effect. Your brain takes one positive trait, often something as simple as good looks, and uses it to assume other positive traits exist too, even with zero evidence. One good impression creates a halo that colors everything else about that person. This is why attractive people are statistically rated as more trustworthy in studies, why well-dressed candidates often do better in interviews regardless of actual skill, and why first impressions carry so much unearned weight. Here's the fix: when you notice yourself forming a strong opinion of someone within seconds of meeting them, pause and ask what that opinion is actually based on. Usually, it's less than you think. Fact number 4. Someone impressive makes a small, harmless mistake in front of you, and somehow you like them even more afterward. Here's the psychology. It's called the Pratfall effect. A minor slip-up from someone who's already seen as competent makes them seem more human and relatable. It humanizes them without damaging their credibility. The key word is minor. If the mistake is serious, this effect flips completely. This is why a polished speaker who trips slightly over a word often gets more warmth from an audience than one who's flawless, and why brands that admit small mistakes are often trusted more than ones that pretend to be perfect. Here's the fix: don't hide every small imperfection trying to seem impressive. A little relatable honesty often builds more trust than a flawless image ever could. Fact number 5. You see a jacket priced at 10,000 rupees, then see it on sale for 6,000, and suddenly it feels like a steal, even if 6,000 is still expensive. Here's why. It's called the anchoring effect. The first number you see becomes a mental reference point, and every number after that gets judged against it, not against its actual value. Your brain doesn't calculate value from scratch, it calculates it relative to whatever anchor it saw first. This is exactly why the first price you see on a menu, the first salary number mentioned in a negotiation, or the original price crossed out on a sale tag all quietly shape your decision, even when you know it's a sales tactic. Here's the fix: before deciding if something is a good deal, mentally remove the first number you saw and ask what you'd actually pay for it with no anchor at all. Your decisions feel personal, but a lot of them are quietly shaped by effects like these. Follow MindGlimpse for a new psychology fact every single day, and let me know in the comments which one of these you didn't know about.